Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Wednesday the 20th of May. So before I start, let's have a look at what's going on the news events. Today, retail sales already out in the US, Australia, that came in at minus 17.9%. We've got the UK inflation running at 0.8 versus 0.9 expected, but I was thinking basically that food inflation, I'm sure, is holding up quite high because retailers haven't needed to be competitive. People are queuing up for the food, so food inflation is still kicking in there. Later on today, we've got the Bank of England Governor Bailey speaking at 2:30 this afternoon. He's due to testify along with other members of the MPC regarding the economic impact of COVID-19 before the Treasury Select Committee in London. There we go. Managed to get that finally out. So that's today, and then we've got the FOMC meeting minutes later at 7 p.m. Today. So we used to see a bit of movement around those, but it seems to have gone dead of late. So let's have a look at the technicals. Let's actually start with the euro as normal, just to keep my brain in gear. And yesterday we saw the euro, well, it pushed up a near-term high. It didn't manage to get that much further up. It ran into the daily 100 again, but at the moment we're seeing another little push. Looking at the 4 hourlies, and there's a bull flaggy sort of pattern kicking in there. And when we look a little bit further, the thing is, we're seeing through some of these markets, some of the surges have been at times through the sort of earlier part of the sessions, and then they've sort of slowed up. Yesterday actually it finished about 11 o'clock. Today, well, we have no surge, and it's not going one way or the other really too strongly. Picked up through the Asian session here. So if it carries on this morning, well, the R1, that the highs of yesterday's bodies seem a reasonable target, although not very far away. It's only some 24 pips or so. To the downside here, then we've got sort of support coming in with the 50 moving average, and maybe thereafter maybe the S1 if that fails, but it'll be the first sort of test for a while of that 50 MA, which I would expect to hold initially at least. So where's it look? It's erring on the upper side, but softening up a little bit. The pound, it too has run back. Yesterday it ran back into its daily 50 moving average and reacted to that, and it's sort of reacting to it again this morning. It's looked like it's had another attempt at breaking. It managed to break the 4-hour 50 yesterday, but eventually it handrailed that for quite some time. Eventually broke out through that later in the afternoon there. Thereafter it's really just sliding back at this stage. Now looking at the technicals here, we've now put a lower high in, so it's looking a bit on the softer side for sure. We had the high lows, high highs going through yesterday, through the day before yesterday and yesterday, and now it seems to be rolling back somewhat. Support, maybe we'll get some support back off these prior highs here, the 50 MA. If it breaks through there, then target wise towards the S1. So it is looking a bit softer there on the pound. Dollar yen, well, that's all I can say. Up and down like a yo-yo yesterday. Looking at it today, well, finishing off yesterday, it did end up on an up day there. Today, well, it's softening here. It's in a bit of a holding position, staying above its 4 hourly 8 there at the moment, consolidating, just coming down the time frame. Though when you look at it, it just looks like it's, well, maybe softening up a little bit here. It was pushing up, as I said. It was up and down like a yo-yo at one stage, and certainly a few stages there, but has come off yesterday, and to me it looks like this could roll some more, and it looks like it's sort of setting to roll back towards the prior lows. Yesterday's low there, maybe that 50 MA would be a target, so it does look on the softer side at the moment. Is this risk off again? Well, who knows with these markets. It seems to be jumping up and down with the yen at times. Aussie dollar. Aussie dollar. Again, yesterday we pushed up a bit further. It's through its daily 100, which I'd been looking at previously. It's broken that sort of level now, but steady as it goes, really. Looking at this, excuse me, don't worry. Looking at this sort of price action that we're seeing at the highs here, bull flaggish, but it's messy. It's sort of had the sort of spikes in between there. It's not a clear price action. And when you come down to the 60-minute here, you can see, well, gradually there was higher lows rather, and higher highs originally. And again, we're looking at this sort of softening sort of price action potentially. Now, as it sits here, a break above there's a potential trend line across the highs there. A break above that may see it as being bullish again, and it moving back up towards that R1 sort of level. But if it breaks these lows, we could see it rolling further over. It has got potential support there, of course, with a 50 just before then, so it's a bit of a pig's ear, really, to be fair. As I say, my preference really would be then on the break of the highs there, onto the upside. So that's the Aussie. Canadian dollar. Again, still range trading on the dailies. There's another market that's sort of pretty well rangy. Looking at the shorter time frames, then sort of it looks bear flaggish, but again, all of these markets got this horrible little, they've pulled back in terms of normal bear flag, and then instead of just firing off or firing upwards, we're seeing this consolidation through the market. Maybe again, like the Aussie, if it breaks the lows here in this case, and inverted, but if it breaks the lows here, we'll see a further roll back towards that 38.80 area. But they are messy. Okay, it's the CAD, S&Ps. So the S&Ps, yes, they did manage to push into the daily 100, but then only to fail and close towards the lows. It's had a little bit of a bounce through the Asian session here, and looking bull flaggish again. So we've got the sort of bull flag on this 4-hourly, looks bullish. Seems like a difficult one to sort of be trading against half the time, but you look at this, and its lower highs, lower lows have already been confirmed into this market yesterday. Well, again, a break of the lows, the trend line running below that 50 MA would to me be bearish. I can't see with a bullish way where it had to be back above that 34, but the preference would be to just wait out and see if it breaks below those that trend line there if I was trading S&Ps there. Finally, oil. If you can get oil coming up, be good. So we had expiry, and it went without a major problem yesterday. So the June contracts expired. Now we're sitting into the July contracts on the front month. Consolidated here, not really doing too much at all there yesterday. Just a very, very old thin day on the 4-hourly, as you can see. Just no one really, the whole pattern here, just very, very flat. Maybe waiting now for another push up, but it's already, I must say, it's already past where I thought it would go. If we continue getting good, well, I say good news, but well, it is good news. But if they continue hearing that more countries are starting to unwind their lockdowns, well, this could get back eventually towards the $40-50 barrels. But it's certainly going a lot faster than some experts, certainly, and analysts certainly predicted. So, but it does look bullish at the moment. So there we are. Okay, that's pretty much it for me. Hope you have a great day. Bye for now.